everybody, it's Miss Katie. Today we are going to read this book called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. And then you're going to have a special snack that goes along with the story, and there's also a fun coloring page that you can do after we read. So here's the front of the book, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I wonder who's talking right now. I think it's the wolf. I'm the wolf. Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. So he's going to tell us what he thinks happened to the three little pigs. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So who's the character that we've met in this story so far? There's just one character. It's the wolf. Let's see if there's some other characters. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, I fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in?" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. And I sneezed a great sneeze. Oh no, what happened to the house made of straw? Did it get destroyed? Yeah, his sneeze was so powerful. It knocked the whole house down, and look, there's the little piggy inside. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down, and right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. So he did eat the piggy, but he didn't mean to hurt him. He just sneezed. Poor piggy. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in?" He yelled back, "Go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin." So, is there another character that we've met? Yes, so the wolf. And then this piggy told the wolf that he is shaving the hairs on his chinny chin chin. So we have two, sort of three characters. There was the other little piggy in the straw house, but we didn't get to talk to him much. But there's a wolf and two piggies so far. Those are the characters. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not gonna believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. So he sneezed again. And the little piggy didn't make it. But did the wolf mean to sneeze and knock down the house? No, it was just an accident. Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again. So now there's 3 piggies in the story. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. So let's pause, you guys. The wolf has been to 3 different places in this story. He was at the house made of straw, the house made of sticks, and the house made of bricks. These are 3 places that this story takes place, and that's called the setting. So there are 3 settings so far in this story. One setting is the house of straw, one setting is the house of sticks, and one setting is the house made of bricks. Those are all places that the wolf went. They're places in the story. So let's see if there's any more settings. Let's see if there's any more characters. Now, I'm usually a calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. So, the last piggy said something kind of not nice about the wolf's granny, and that made the wolf a little mad. So he tried to knock down the door because he was really mad, and he was sneezing, and the police came and saw that the wolf was trying to get into the house. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting, so they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it, the real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. Oh no, look at the wolf. He's in jail. The end. So let's review what happened in the story. In the beginning of the story, the wolf wanted to borrow a cup of sugar because he didn't have any at his house to make a birthday cake for his granny. So he went to the house made of straw. He accidentally sneezed and knocked the house over. So then, in the middle of the story, he went to the house made of sticks, and he accidentally knocked that one over too. At the end of the story, he went to the house made of bricks, and he couldn't get in, but that little piggy made him very mad, so he tried to get into the house, and he was sneezing still, and then the police came, and they arrested the wolf, and then they sent him to jail, and he never got his cup of sugar to make the cake for his granny. So that's what happened in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. And the settings, remember that's the place where the story takes place. We had 3 houses, right? So those are the places that the story took place. And the characters were the wolf and the 3 little pigs. So those are all story elements. Those are parts of the story. So whenever you read a book, try to figure out who the characters are, what the setting is, and what happens in the beginning, the middle, and the end. All right, you guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.